Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of MANOVAAC. I'm Chanchal.
I'm Sirisha.
And today we'll ask some questions to Guruji. Guruji, the first question is, how does one balance ambition and contentment in life? Both are important in today's world, but the minute you pursue one, the other slips out of hand. This question has been asked by Bhuma.
Okay. Um yeah, I've written on this a number of times about ambition, goals, contentment. Both are necessary in the sense a person must have some ambition. You cannot go further in life without ambition. And more important is to have goals because that gives you a purpose to live, that gives you a purpose to go forward. It's a motivator. So goals you must have. And yes, in your chosen field of activity or in your profession or whatever it is, some ambition is necessary. If I would say, otherwise you would go around very demotivated and underperforming your capability. Now, there is a difference between fulfilling that ambition and being content. If you are ambitious but not understanding that there is a limit to what you can achieve, and according to your capabilities, according to the situations that come into your life, according to your destiny, there are certain limitations that come to you. I mean, everyone cannot be the world's richest person, or everyone cannot reach the number one position in that profession or in that field of activity. So, if you know how to balance that, that brings about a sense of contentment. And contentment means to be balanced enough to understand that, yes, I have given my 100%. I have done the best of my ability, to the best of my ability, and I'm happy with whatever results I have. That is contentment. You cannot have unbridled ambition because that is greed, and that takes it can take a dangerous turn because then you might start doing things that you would be illegal, two will spoil your karmas, C can get you into trouble. So unbridled greed and ambition is dangerous. But to have some goals and to have the ambition to fulfill those goals is very healthy and very good. But you have to have the balance also to realize that there are limitations. There are personal limitations of what you can do and what you can achieve. And there are situational limitations. So if you balance those two, then ambition and contentment can go hand in hand beautifully. And neither has to be sacrificed at the altar of the other. So it's not that if you're ambitious, you cannot be content, and if you're content, you cannot be ambitious. It's not like that. The both must go together.
But in this, my question, Guruji, is we have a purpose. For example, there's some ambition. We set a goal for ourselves and we give it our best, work hard, but still we fail in
Yes,
achieving
sometimes
that.
you might.
We might.
You might.
Now, how do we differentiate whether we need to modify the path or, change the path or modify, whether to pull out the plug? Because this will lead to discontentment again.
Yeah. So here again, your balance will matter. If you find that your repeated attempts at achieving your goals or your ambition are meeting with failure, then obviously there is a problem. Now, either the problem is with you or with what you're doing. So, at that point of time, say at the first, second, or third attempt, you give it all you have and you still can't achieve it, then definitely that calls for a course correction. either you change the way you are doing things or you're not capable of it, you've bitten off more than you can chew, or maybe you're just climbing the wrong mountain. And you need to change your entire focus and do something else which is more suited to you and where you can achieve success. So it's not that, okay, you've set your heart on one thing, you've got one ambition, and now come heaven, you have to fulfill it. It's not like that.
So then the road signs matter.
The road signs matter, your discrimination matters. You analyze it, you think about it, you analyze it, you know. And then I guess you have to decide whether you are on the right track or not. And if you're not, then you correct the course. And you shouldn't be averse to that.
Right.
You shouldn't be
Open
averse to
to-
change. Yeah, you should be open to change. If you're not achieving something after repeated attempts. But you can't give it up in one attempt. I mean, you have to give it a reasonable chance to succeed.
Okay.
And then you do some course correction.
Hmm.
Or change something within you. I mean, sometimes it's just the way you are doing it is not right. You know?
Yeah.
So it's that way.
So basically, the purpose is what keeps us going.
Of course, and you have to have that. I think
It gives us continuous contentment, so to say.
contentment,
Otherwise,
and it gives you a purpose to live. It gives you
Agenda to look forward to.
motivation to look forward to every day when you get up in the morning.
And
you know?
add more contentment in life.
Of course it does. Of course it does. But you have to know that there are limitations. You cannot just about achieve everything that, you know, that every dream cannot come true. No, there are many limitations. And you have to have the balance to know what is achievable and what is not achievable. It's like that.
The next question is, if every villain in a person's life is behaving as per the soul's contract, then how can anyone incur bad karma? Can people be absolved of their actions and words just because they have made a soul level agreement to spur your karmic growth? Again, this question is by Bhuma.
Yeah, I know. Invariably, people ask me this question in seminars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have villains in our life which we have contracted to be with and who are part of our destiny. They come into our destiny, whether you like it or not, they will come into your destiny. And they will also bring pain and suffering. Now, the point is that they are doing it out of a sense of destiny and free will. Okay? So, a certain part of the suffering that comes to you from the villain in your life is destined. Now, that part, nobody incurs karma. Because obviously that is contracted. But what happens is it doesn't stop over there. The moment somebody brings pain into your life, you react. You hit back. In some way or the other. Even if you're a docile and mild person, but in some way you're going to react to that. Now when you react, that other person is bound to react. Because end of the day, as I said, the free will works. So the karmic part is over, now the free wills are working. So that person has the free will to react the way he or she thinks or wants. Now when that person reacts, and if that person reacts negatively and inflicts pain on you again, then he or she will incur karma. And then if you react to that, you will also incur karma.
Yeah.
That is why very often I tell people that, you know, we come to work out a X level of karmas, but we
add more.
add X plus X plus X karmas.
Yeah.
So it's not that just because a person is in your contract and is destined to meet you, it is absolved of all karma. No. It depends on how much of that part is destined, and it is normally the first aspect of pain that is destined. After that, it is the interreactionary, you can say,
Pain that we cause
pain
on
that
each
you
other.
cause to each other. That adds to their karma and your karma. Now, if you did not react to the first instance of pain, the chapter would close. That person would have completed their karma. You don't incur any karma, and you're off the hook. But that invariably doesn't happen.
And by the time we realize this, it is very late in life.
You've already
we've incurred, we've added more. And even when we realize, it's very difficult to practice.
It is difficult to practice. I agree with you. I agree with that. That's why physical life is school. You know, I mean, this is where we learn, and these are the tests. These are the challenges. So you will see that enlightened people do not react. You know, or evolved people react very less. This is the reason. They don't want to keep adding karma. They say, okay, chalo, you gave me pain, now forget it. Now you go your way, I'll go my way. That way. So
that's very difficult to.
That's difficult, and especially if you're in a relationship where it's an ongoing relationship.
Yes.
It's
the
very
expectations
difficult to
set in,
and it's very difficult to cut off the interaction.
Right.
But then you have to find a way out of it rather than retaliate.
Right.
You know, you have to find a way out of it, or you must learn to deal with it without trying to cause harm to that villain. Then you can be free of it.
Long way to go.
Yeah, but it's not impossible. It is difficult. I agree with that, but it's not impossible.
And I think with these
lot
new
of awareness is
kriyas,
required.
with these new kriyas that Babaji has given, I'm sure, we can't get away from our responsibility, of course,
no,
but
but-
then at least we
But
can burn
it
the
helps to
candle.
evolve.
Yeah.
It helps to evolve. Certainly. A lot of realization will come to you. In practice. That way everyone is very
Intellectually
smart and very, very, very spiritual at the cerebral level.
Yeah.
But at the practical level, that is where it matters.
Guruji, we have a question from Meha Saxena. Are we supposed to settle the collective family, clan karmas also at an individual or collective level in each birth?
Okay. Yeah, there are two types of karmas. There is individual karma and collective karma. And collective karma is normally within a family. It can be in groups also. You know, collective karma is normally incurred when a group of people do the same action with the same purpose and intent to cause pain to a single individual or to a group of individuals. Okay? That is when you incur collective karma. Now, collective karma is normally worked out collectively. In a lot of situations, those people get together, those who have incurred the karma, in a certain incarnation get together and suffer collectively to square it off.
Okay.
But if that is not possible, yes, it can be worked out individually also.
Okay.
So, a collective karma at some point of time has to be worked out, mostly collectively, but sometimes individually.
Okay.
It's very flexible, but
There's
karma
no
has to be
escape.
worked out.
There's no escape from
There's no
that.
escape from that.
Right. Thank you, Guruji. Guruji, one more question from Spurti. She asks, can we train ourselves to get better sleep without sleeping for more hours? Yet feel rested and more productive in our waking hours? And if you could give a tip or a technique that can be helpful.
This will be really helpful, Guruji. Do we really need to do those 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours
No,
of
no,
sleep?
no.
is
6
3,
hours
4
of sleep is enough.
Okay.
6 to 7 hours is enough. The point is how many hours of deep sleep you get in that. And that varies from person to person. So I guess that is not something that one can control. But if you do manage to get deep sleep in those 6 hours or 7 hours, say even at least up to 20-30% of your sleep is deep sleep,
Okay.
you can be very relaxed and rested. You don't need more hours of sleep. Now, to get a good night's sleep, I think the first criteria is that you have to remove sadness in life. If you have sadness in life, it's very difficult to get sleep. So find out what is the cause of your sadness and try to remove that. I mean, that will definitely help in getting good, restful sleep.
So, Guruji, sadness and anger also does that
No,
also?
only sadness.
Sadness.
Only sadness. Whatever causes you sadness in life will make it difficult for you to get sleep. Everyone has some little bit of sadness, but try to work on it and remove it. If that happens, you can sleep like a baby.
I guess Guruji is also, but now we have these gadgets, the phones, and everything.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
So that
with-
also adds to
Adds to the
insomnia.
disturbance. I
the
know. Yeah,
disturbance,
that is
yeah.
true. But now that can't be helped. We can't help.
Guruji, thank you so much for the answers. Thank you for joining us in this episode. Looking forward to seeing you again.